Hello, everyone. Welcome to the August Downtown Madison Inc. Advocacy Update. I'm Jason Elstrup, president of Downtown Madison Inc. Advocacy Update series, we dive deeper into issues that are important to downtown and advocacy that we and our partner organizations are working on. We give an update on what's happening in the DMI world and then have a conversation. And today we are excited to have Sam Brown with us, the owner of Leopold's, Greenbush, and Fabiola's. We like to call him the king of Regent Street, to talk about all things that's happening on this street. There's so much happening. Excited to get an update. The Advocacy Update series is brought to you by our good friends and major series sponsor, Scenair, and we have our senior vice president of business development, Chris Jillings, with us. Before, we got to thank Hush Blackwell and the Fiore companies, are supporting sponsors for this. So thank you to Scenair, Hush Blackwell, and Fiore companies. Chris, how are you? Happy almost fall to you.
Thanks, Jason. Same to you. It certainly felt like it this morning when we were able to open up the house for the first time. It feels like since May, and just let Mother Nature govern the temperature.
I like that. I like that. How is everything at Scenair?
Really good, Jason. We're continuing to fight for not only affordable housing, and continue to try to put together resources for folks to be able to make affordable housing a reality in communities, but also in things like this, still continuing to kind of touch that undercurrent of healthy communities that kind of guides all that we do. And obviously, I've been present in a lot of the Regent Street planning that's been going on through DMI. Great to have Sam here to share a little bit about that, as it's a corridor that I think the city needs to be thoughtful with, and downtown needs to be together with, in making sure that we give Regent Street the due that it has so well earned, as something that should sit along State Street and East Wash and West Wash and all the other corridors that have seen a lot of development, Monroe Street, which it directly attaches to, but as a core neighborhood of the city, and one of its real treasures. So excited to hear what Sam has to say from a boots on the ground perspective.
Well, you have been a part of the Regent Street Group, which we're going to talk about here in a few minutes, for
Mhm.
quite a few years, and New Vision, which we discussed on another of our advocacy update just a few months ago. So thank you for all
Yeah.
you do for downtown. Now, I'm going to ask you, of Sam's three restaurants, Leopold's, also a bookstore,
Mhm.
Fabiola's, and Greenbush, which is your favorite?
Oh, see, this isn't fair,
No,
man.
it's just actually it's just a rude question, is what it is.
It's because how can I vote against Greenbush Donuts when my kids are—
No, he doesn't own Greenbush
Oh,
Donuts.
not
So there
Greenbush
you
Donuts.
go. Greenbush Pizza.
Greenbush,
Greenbush
the
Pizza.
pizza. Yeah, sorry, give me
Maybe,
Greenbush.
maybe you are going to own Greenbush Donuts
Maybe I
one day.
could own that. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
no,
yes.
Greenbush Pizza, we try to get there with the kids every so often. It's just it's a throwback for us, for my wife and I, and they love it.
All right. Well, I don't want to tell people what to do, but I will. You should go to these regional restaurants. There's amazing restaurants all up and down the street. And a huge thanks to Sam, which we're going to get into in a little bit. It just purchased Greenbush, and I know it's a pizza place, but the lasagna is
Mm,
so good.
very good.
Ah, and I'm just coming off of lunch, and I'm still saying that. Chris, thank you. The team at Scenair, the teams at Hush Blackwell and Fiore Companies, thank you for your continued sponsorship, our advocacy update. We really appreciate it.
Anytime. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Sam.
Ab- Absolutely. All right, update here on things happening in the DMI advocacy world. Let's start with another area of downtown. We are very excited that our partners at Woomba, the Willie Marquette Business Alliance, is up and running. They're now incorporated. They're off. They're going to do some amazing things in the Willie Street and Atwood area to represent almost 75 businesses, all locally owned in the eastern section of the downtown. We are so excited to partner with Chip Cruz and the team at the Woomba board, who we finally have a Williamson Street Business Association up again. Since COVID, we have not had one. We just need one with that many great local businesses happening. TMI is a part of that organization, helping with admin. So thank you to the team, Chip and Dell and Anya and everybody, for making it a reality. Madison's a better place with a Willie Street Business Association. All right. Big news in our world. The Greater Downtown Economic Investment Strategy is up and running. We've talked about it several times here on this advocacy update. But just a few weeks ago, we held our first project management team. This is going to be about a 16-month process. We're working hand in hand and in collaboration with the City of Madison on two documents on the new Greater Downtown Economic Investment Strategy, but also the city's land use plan, also known as the Downtown Plan. We're excited. We'll be able to engage with you all starting in quarter 4 to get your viewpoints on what you would like to see in downtown, the storefront mix and in the public right of way and in placemaking and in opportunity, what gaps we're missing. There's going to be a coordination between the city and our team at MIG, Vanderwall, NEO, and Equity by Design, who are running our part of the program. So please pay attention in the next few months for ways that you can get involved. Speaking of ways that you can get involved, we're going to jump right into Regent Street because the street itself is being redesigned. I'm sure Sam and I are going to discuss this in just a minute here. But if you're interested to learn more, the city is having a neighborhood meeting, but we're also having a meeting with the Regent Street Group and the Regent Street Business Association, a combined meeting on September 3rd from 3:30 to 5 o'clock, where KL engineers and the city will be there to discuss the upcoming road project. They want to design this project fully in 2025. So this is an important time to get your viewpoint on what you would like to see on Regent Street. They're going to redo it from Randall to Park. Massive project where they're digging out the entire street and starting all over again. So please get your viewpoints heard. So if you want to learn more, join us on September 3rd. That project, though, will not be in construction anticipated until 2028. But they want to do the planning now prior to the work on Park Street and John Nolan Drive. All right. It is an honor and a privilege to be with a good friend of mine, Sam Brown. We'll see, though. He might not say that I'm his good friend. But first question I'm going to ask him. The owner of Greenbush, the owner of Fabiola's, and the owner of... Which one did I miss? Leopold's. I missed Leopold's. Oh, my God. It was even written down on the piece of paper. Sam, I botched your introduction. How are you, my friend? Are we no longer friends?
We're absolutely friends. Thank you so much,
Good.
Jason. I appreciate the invitation. I was going through all my notes, going back through all the Regent Street Group notes that I have from all the years, and we have been doing this together for a very long time.
Was it 2020 or 2013, 2014 when we
Yeah,
started this work?
yeah, just a couple crazy kids with a dream.
And here we are. Honestly, the dream in some ways is happening, or something is happening at least on Regent Street. Sam, before we begin, I would just love to hear about your history on Regent Street because you and your family have been merchants on Regent Street for a long time. Why is Regent Street so important for you?
Well, I've been working on Regent Street since I was 14. I started out washing dishes in my father's pizzeria here on Regent Street, and coming down here and working on game day Saturdays, boiling brats, portioning out ketchup into little to-go containers. And I've just always loved the street, dating back to when I was a kid. And I worked here all through high school, and then in college I came back. Um, I have my businesses here on Regent Street. I live in the Greenbush neighborhood. I am the board chair. I've been the board chair of Neighborhood House for the last decade. I've just really loved the area. I love the exciting combination of both students and older folks. I love the vitality of the street. And it's just a wonderful place to live and a wonderful place to do business.
I mean, really are someone that is so important to Regent Street, and you've lived it. And to see this new iteration come through, it's so exciting. So tell me, we talked right in the beginning about the Regent Street Group and this work we've been together now for almost a dozen years. Tell us about the Regent Street Group, the new Regent Street Business Association, which you are the chair of, and the recent visioning work that both of these groups have worked on together.
Certainly, and feel free to jump in here and correct me if I utter anything wrong. But the Greenbush Vilas Partnership was originally created almost over a decade and a half ago, in 2011, with a focus on revitalizing owner-occupied housing in the area. Former Mayor Dave Cheslevich served as chair. Meriter, St. Mary's, and the university played a key part in that group, along with MG&E. They were the original supporters. And then in 2016, the group was expanded and Vanderwall and Associates was recruited to lead some visioning for the project. The partnership has a tremendously wide array of stakeholders, everyone from big institutional players like the UW Athletics to small organizations like Neighborhood House and the Italian Workmen's Club, neighborhood associations, residents, restaurateurs like myself, and local electeds. One thing I always comment on is it's been remarkable how much camaraderie and consensus this group has had. We've been exploring issues related to Regent Street for a decade and a half. And it's remarkable to me how small organizations and gigantic organizations seem to see the needs of the street in the same way. We started doing some visioning work with Vanderwall, and we released that vision earlier this year. We held a What's Up Madison breakfast with DMI, where we detailed some of that work. DMI has also been an integral partner in this project. Jason, you've chaired this since how long have you been chair?
Oh my, well, we took it over once, COVID, I think, happened and the group wasn't moving as much and we needed to work because there was so much important work. So probably 2020, 2021 now.
Yeah.
And it's been an absolute pleasure to watch this vision and work with folks like you, with so many passionate folks.
And our goals for the project really were, as we kind of defined it, to maintain a diversified housing mix, enhance the pedestrian experience of the street, preserve kind of the vibrant sense of place that Regent Street has, and make sure that there's an improved game day experience, and also connect in some way that Cole Center experience to Regent Street. We also wanted to craft a vision that would avoid robbing Regent Street of kind of its unique old world character, a development that would have some sense of placelessness. And we felt very strongly that Regent Street shouldn't transition to being exclusively student housing, and lose its game day home as a kind of a game day center for the city. One of the other goals that came out of this visioning process was the creation of a business association, which DMI has played an integral role in helping us set up and providing us the support we need. We went through, figured out all the different businesses on Regent Street, and there are a plethora of them. It's unbelievable how many people trade on Regent Street, reached out to everyone. We've had our second meeting a month or so back, and we're having our third meeting, being this meeting where we're meeting to discuss road construction. There's no quicker way to motivate people to show up for a meeting than bring up the fact that there's road construction on the way. It really focuses the mind.
You got that right. Yes.
So, so we're looking forward to using this group as a way to provide feedback to the city as we begin this momentous project, redesigning the street.
You talked about your history on Regent Street, and how does this vision support longtime businesses like yours, but also a lot of the history, right? I mean, this really is, we've talked about before, the neighborhood house, it's just an amazing place with so many different folks coming in. But also, how does the vision support the new development that we're seeing coming up in the future?
Well, as I said earlier, I've been working in this neighborhood since I was a teenager. I live in the neighborhood and I trade in the neighborhood. And I think one of the things that makes Regent Street so exciting is this combination of both students and older adults. It's this exciting combination of young and old, undergrad, graduate students, young professionals, families, retirees. And I think it's that mix that keeps the neighborhood so vibrant. It's really where the university and the city collide. And when I opened up my businesses on Regent Street, when I first opened up Leopold's, I was convinced that I'd probably opened my business in the wrong place. I thought opening a restaurant so close to campus would do a disservice to what I was trying to create. Turns out I was completely wrong. And it's actually this mix that makes up this neighborhood that has really led to my success. And I don't think I would have achieved the success we've had or been able to open the other businesses if I hadn't done it down here on Regent Street. So I think that this vision understands, its decision that we don't want to see this become exclusively a student area. I think that this vision understands the idea that we need to keep that mix of residents, concentrate on having both a mix of commercial, having a mix of ages that we have down here. And I also think I've always envisioned Regent Street as a grand thoroughfare that welcomes you into the downtown and as an area that can serve as an entertainment district for the near west side. And this vision really goes a long way towards promoting that, finding ways that we can use Camp Randall more, and we can make that and the Cole Center, connecting the Cole Center to Regent Street, and allowing this to really be an exciting entertainment district for the city.
And it really is one of the great analogies. I remember the beginning of this work was that it was like a dumbbell, right? You had these two heavy weights that provided a lot of amazing entertainment options, right? Cole Center on the one side and Camp Randall on the other. Just a quick question. We just had three concerts total, but two acts at Camp Randall. What did that do for the Regent Street area? I mean, did it bring a lot of life and vibrancy?
It was fantastic, and actually, this leads into a question you're going to ask later. But when I think about things that I'm excited for Regent Street, I think we really got a window into the future with these concerts that were at Camp Randall. Just to walk the street and have all of the businesses on the street humming and 60,000 happy people singing along to Coldplay up the street. It was magical and, brought a tremendous amount of business to the neighborhood, brought a tremendous amount of excitement to the entire city. This isn't just something that benefited Regent Street, it benefited all of the downtown. And I'm excited and hopeful that UW Athletics will continue to do events along these lines at Camp Randall, and that maybe even push for more events over at the Cole Center, because I think the Cole Center, I think it's not, we always think of the main focus of game day being Camp Randall, but I think the Cole Center events, both sporting events and concerts, brings as many people to Regent Street as does Camp Randall, and is just as beneficial for businesses. So I think seeing more events at both of those venues is supremely exciting. It really was it was a magical couple weekends this summer, and I hope the UW does more of it.
It's so interesting you say the word magical, because I've heard it from multiple people. It just really was a magical feel, and the numbers were there, right? The hotel rooms were sold out all 3 nights, all 4 nights, because it was a 2 night minimum for Coldplay. So many out of town visitors for Coldplay alone. 50% of all the out of town visitors were out of state, right? And they were coming into the downtown. They were having a good time. It was just so much fun to see that energy. And your point about Camp Randall and Cole Center, they're both huge drivers, but on average, Cole Center brings in about 2 million people a year, and it's not even a million it's a good amount for Camp Randall, million, but it's just so many less events because it's a larger venue. And so imagine if we could do both, right? And have both humming at all times. It would be just incredible for our downtown. And we're so thankful that UW Athletics and the team have done so much more to open up those venues. All right. Road construction. We talked about it in the beginning. It's going to be a full new road from Park to Regent. What do we think we need to have improved street design wise to support the local businesses in and on Regent Street?
Well, I like any restaurateur who hears about road construction, I'm approaching this street redesign with a certain level of both tremendous excitement for what this could do for Regent Street, as well as a certain amount of tremendous fear and anxiety as to what can happen during the process of road construction. As you're fond of saying, and I think it's accurate, Regent Street works well for no one. It's not a great street for pedestrians. It's not a great street for commuters. It's not a great street for mass transit. It doesn't work well for drivers. It doesn't even work well for parkers. It really does not serve the people who come down here. I also think that, you look at the sheer amounts of pedestrian traffic that happen on Regent Street. It's staggering, the amount of pedestrian traffic there is. And the infrastructure that's here just is not enough to meet it. The streets are dark. They're poorly lit. The sidewalks are narrow. There's too many places where I've seen pedestrians hit crossing the street. So I think that this is an exciting opportunity for us um, to address some of those issues. I personally would love to see markers and neighborhood signs, things that celebrate the history of the Greenbush neighborhood. I know that the Regent Street group has been looking into ways, there's not a lot of room on Regent Street. It's a fairly narrow street. So we were looking at sort of place-making eddies that could happen up and down the street. That could provide pedestrians a little bit of a respite to be able to step off the street. Um, and that would probably that could potentially be built into uh, this road construction. But as you said earlier, the street doesn't serve anyone in its current configuration. It's dangerous. I've had way too many situations where I've been helping injured pedestrians, horribly injured moped riders right out in front of my business. Something needs to be done to address that issue. And, also lighting and safety, if we really want to turn this into an entertainment district for the city, we need that pedestrian piece in place because right now the street feels unsafe in part because it's so poorly lit.
I think the timing with the now booming Regent Street and the road construction is quite good, right? And we can solve some of these issues, pedestrian, getting across, make sure we have, everything we need to succeed as a street. And so if people have their opinions, what they want to see, please let us know and get them into the process now, because the street will be designed before the end of this year. Last question for you, Sam. What excites you most about Regent Street? I guess nothing. He says nothing. No, he's stuck on mute. Should I just get, well, I can talk about what excites me the most. You really can't get off of mute, can you? Oh,
There we
there we
go.
go. You're
There
back,
we go.
baby.
Yeah. Well, I think we got a window into it this summer with these concerts. I think Regent Street really wants to be a exciting entertainment district for the near West Side. We both have, there's so many amenities that this street already has, and I think what's exciting about the Regent Street plan is it's just making better use of what the street already has. Um, I think that, whenever I've looked at the businesses that I've opened on the street, I've always been trying to build Regent Street into a nightlife destination for folks. Someplace where you could get a cocktail, where you could, grab a meal a little bit later than you can elsewhere on the West Side. And to see these Camp Randall events start, to see the excitement that builds around that. Um, and to see uh, what's potentially in store here is just really exciting.
I mean, it is exciting time at Regent Street. It's the changes that have already happened, much of the new retail, things that are coming in the next couple of months. But what's going to happen in the future is very exciting. All right, this is an unfair question. It's not, I didn't send it to you ahead of time. You're welcome. What is your favorite hidden gem about Regent Street that other people don't know about? Not involving your businesses. Your favorite hidden gem.
I would say the patio behind um, Sweet Home Wisconsin. So
Yeah.
The building that Sweet Home Wisconsin in is one of the few remaining buildings from the original Greenbush neighborhood. So from the original Greenbush neighborhood, which was originally bordered by West Wash, Park Street, and Regent Street, there are only three buildings remaining. It is the house next to Regent Street Liquors. It's the Sweet Home Wisconsin building. It's the Italian Workmen's Club, and there's a fire pit in Brittingham Park. And that is all that remains of the original Greenbush neighborhood that was leveled to make way for urban renewal, quote unquote, in the 1960s. And if you go behind their building, they have a really absolutely beautiful patio. And they also have, it's completely covered with grapevines that were originally planted by the Italian Workmen's Club from grapes that were brought over from Italy. And so the vines are almost 100 years old. It's really just a little stunning oasis away from the street.
I mean, that I did not know that about the grapes. That is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Regent Street has really good hidden outdoor spaces. You have an amazing one off of Leopold's where you do an oyster night every Friday night,
Friday.
correct?
Yes.
Every Friday night. I just was there this last Friday. Fantastic. There's just a couple of these spaces. We know that the new Stella's that's opening is going to have an outdoor patio in their backside. And so just some really cool spaces.
Indie
Come
coffee.
check out. That's right. Come check out Regent Street. There's a lot happening there, a lot of great places. Butterbird, right? They have a great outdoor space behind as well. So please come to Butterbird, come to Greenbush, come to Greenbush Bar and Bakery, come to all of these Big Tens, you name it. Support local and support Regent Street. Thank you so much to Sam Brown, owner of Fabiola's Spaghetti House and Deli, Greenbush Bar, and Leopold Books Bar Cafe for all you do for Regent Street. You are the best, Sam. Thank you for giving us so much in the Regent Street area. And thank you also to our partners at Sinair, Hush Blackwell, and the Fiore companies for sponsoring the DMI Advocacy Update every month. Hope we'll see you downtown. Hopefully we'll see you on Regent soon. Have a great day, and thank you for joining us and all your support.